Gut health company Carbiotix has released its report for the third quarter, and with me online I have its CEO, Kristofer with me to discuss activities and results. So, hi Kristofer, happy to have you here.
I'm happy to join you today as well. Thank you, Matthias.
So let's just go through the numbers before we move on to the activities. Net income amounted to 22,000 SEK compared to 32,000 in the third quarter 21. And result ended at minus 2.5 million kronos compared to minus 2.1 in 2021. How do you comment these numbers?
Well, these numbers are consistent with at least the last two previous quarters as well. And I'm actually generally quite happy because what we've done during that period is built up our R&D infrastructure consisting of 3 labs and 1 production facility as well. But what we're seeing definitely in Q4 is a ramp up of activities, and especially on the top line. So I'm quite happy with developments going forward, as well as keeping the cost level at its current state as well.
Yeah, I want to continue there with that. You have intensified your work with product development during the quarter with the 3 laboratories and a product facility in Bjuv in Sweden. Can you explain what this means to Carbiotix going forward?
Yeah, a part of our value proposition is our ability to bring new prebiotic products to market. And that's looking at new substrate materials and addressing different classes of probiotics as well, or prebiotics, sorry. Some of the products we're producing contain probiotics, but the fundamental backbone is the prebiotic. And they cover everything from nutraceutical ingredients, eventually food ingredients, and then medical foods and co-therapeutic interventions as well. So what we're doing now is ramping that up, and we're looking at 2 different new substrates as well. And one is oat fiber derived from, or a side stream product from oat milk production, which is obviously growing. And you have a lot of companies as well doing this quite locally as well as pea protein production. And the goal there is actually to look for opportunities where we can upcycle. And upcycling is taking a side stream product typically used for agricultural feed and then converting that into a high value product for human applications, even better for nutraceutical applications. And that allows us to hedge against supply constraints of virgin materials, as well as lower our carbon footprint. So these are areas we're definitely looking at and are fully transferable from Sweden into other markets, such as North America and Asia as well.
So what would the timeline be on those products?
Yeah, certainly any new product we develop has a new chemical structure, and therefore what we'll take is our template GRAS application and adjust the numbers there and resubmit those, obviously applying for GRAS self-affirmation until we have a significant level of stability in our process. But it's good to keep in mind that with each substrate, there are definitely differences in how we manufacture, and therefore there's an R&D component. Process chemicals can change, residence times of enzyme can change. It impacts the spray drying, and therefore having this ecosystem we built up from just doing early testing at lab scale all the way to doing full scale production and creating that feedback loop allows us to accelerate this process, and therefore we can expand and look at different raw materials and capture these upcycling opportunities going forward.
If you could walk us through your important work on reaching the GRAS approval, where are you in that process and what is the next step?
Yeah, as was previously communicated, our primary enzyme that we're using, there was a delay, and that obviously caused the delay in our application as well. And we took advantage of that time to definitely do further product development, as well as we had an upgrade of our process site in terms of the canter technology, which was originally planned. So obviously we're moving as quickly as possible to get all that work done. It is a self-affirmation. So we're sending our dossier to, quote unquote, a group of experts who are there to evaluate the safety of the product, but it is not the FDA we're sending this application to, and we'll continue to do that with each of the subsequent GRAS applications we send in based upon this original template as well. So the message to communicate is as soon as possible, and definitely the work we're doing now won't be in vain because we can use that original template and accelerate actually all subsequent templates that we submit hopefully to the same expert panel, and therefore they're well versed in terms of our technology.
I'm sure the market will follow this closely. How is the market for LinkGUT developing?
Yeah, LinkGUT is, we developed LinkGUT with the anticipation it would be a door opener, and that has definitely been confirmed. I just got back from United States. We were there to do several things. We were preparing for an exhibition of next year at the world's largest exhibition for ingredients, Supply Side West in Las Vegas, and met some individuals there in preparation for that, as well as potential partners. And then we spent time in the Midwest. So we landed in Minneapolis and traveled around there looking at 2 CMOs, contract manufacturing partners, for the scale up of our Carbiotix in the United States. And lastly, we were in Boston to launch Carbiotix at an event there, and I gave a presentation, and we had a booth set up as well to speak with many individuals. And definitely received confirmation that the LinkGUT proposition is interesting. And the reason for that is several-fold. If you look at the market today for analytical services in this area, you have companies that are much more focused towards the clinical side. So much more expensive testing as well as academic research. So much more comprehensive advanced testing. And what we've done is we've taken a more simplistic, multi-sample, longitudinal, consumer-focused approach and brought the price down significantly. And because of the fact we are a modulator company and a diagnostics company, we vertically integrated that diagnostic components, which allows us to bring the cost down over time. That value proposition resonated strongly within the audience. And this audience was an audience consisting of experts in the microbiome science area, companies that have started up focusing on different indication areas or disease areas, and leaders essentially in this general area. And that led to a lot of individuals being interested in integrating this approach that we're taking, which essentially will be the backbone of personalization going forward. Now, you can personalize a product by doing one analysis, but we know the gut microbiome or your gut changes on a daily basis, and it's highly volatile, and it changes with age, disease, exercise, sleep, medicine use, etc. And therefore, you need that feedback loop. And the only way to create a feedback loop is a low-cost test over time. And that's what we provide. And that will become the door opener in many cases to the larger companies as well, which will be the main business, i.e. selling this modulator, be it Carbiotix, nutraceutical or food, or the more advanced products as well. So LinkGUT is definitely developing well. We should be able to meet our requirements in terms of new partners going forward, and that was communicated as 1 a month. And my hope is that that actually accelerates going forward, given the level of interest happening here. And that should obviously equate to a growth in top line revenues coming from the LinkGUT service, but also the LinkGUT service functioning as a door opener for further Carbiotix sales as well. So that was the plan from the beginning. It seems like the strategic setup is panning out to be something that is considered very valuable as we move towards a more personalized paradigm in the gut health area. So I'm very happy, and the level of interest definitely reinforces that. So we're going to be pushing forward. We've already planned for 2 additional expert events next year, and obviously the Supply Side West event, where we'll have the high volume of customers interested in potential customers interested in Carbiotix as well. So very happy of the role that LinkGUT will play to provide this unique competitive advantage compared to the other companies going forward.
Okay. And what can you tell us on your work on your IP portfolio? What is the status there?
Yeah, we went through a review process this year where we looked at our entire IP portfolio, and what we wanted to do was try and avoid any duplication, because obviously that's a waste of money, but also focus the IP portfolio on the diagnostics as well as the modulators. And the modulators are key there. And we identified 2 patents that were not relevant. They were way too customer focused. And because we're a B2B company, we don't want to waste money on pursuing those patents that are not going to provide value in our focus area. So a decision has been made to move forward with looking at potentially abandoning those 2 patents, but redirecting those resources towards the modulator patents, the more high value adding patents, not only in the nutraceutical space, but obviously in the medical food and therapeutic co-intervention space as well. They will be the fundamental value drivers going forward. They are the backbone of our company today, especially with these backbone fundamental patents being approved in North America and Europe regarding the production of Carbiotix. That provides us this key protection, I guess 13 years going forward now, and our plan is to exploit those patents, but also build a patent portfolio that insulates those core patents and allows us to pursue unique modulators, again, using the LinkGUT service as a door opener and a validation tool and a personalization tool for our customers going forward as well. So that's sort of an update on the IP side. Again, I'm happy. Our first therapeutic co-intervention patent should be submitted relatively soon. And I think that will serve as a door opener, I think, for many partnerships going forward. Not necessarily initially in the therapeutic space, hopefully eventually, but definitely in terms of advanced nutraceutical products and sort of these co-intervention products as well.
All right, that's it for today then. Thank you so much, Kristofer, for your time and for sharing this information with us. Good luck in the future.
Yeah, thank you, Matthias. Pleasure to be with you.